You wake up. That's it. That's the first problem. Because on the moon, waking up is already complicated. The sun hasn't moved the way you expect. The shadows are wrong. The light outside your habitat window is either blazing white or completely absent, depending on where you are in the lunar cycle. And your body, which has spent its entire existence calibrated to Earth's 24-hour day, has no idea what's happening. Welcome to your Monday. Except on the moon, Monday doesn't mean much. Let's walk through a single day on the lunar surface. What you'd eat, how you'd move, what you'd breathe, what would try to kill you, and what it would actually feel like to stand on another world. Not the astronaut brochure version, the real version. First, the basics. The moon has no atmosphere worth mentioning. It has no magnetic field protecting it from radiation. Its surface temperature swings from 127 degrees Celsius in direct sunlight to negative 173 in shadow. It has no wind, no weather, no rain, and almost certainly no room service. You don't live on the surface. Nobody sane would. You live inside a pressurized habitat. Think of it as a very expensive, very carefully engineered tin can. Your air is manufactured, your water is recycled, your food arrived from Earth months before you did. Before you even get dressed, you're already dependent on about 40 interconnected systems just to be alive. That's your morning. Getting dressed takes 30 minutes, not because you're slow, because your suit is essentially a personal spacecraft. Every lunar surface suit is a miniature life support system, pressurized, temperature regulated, radiation shielded, oxygen supplied. It weighs about 130 kilograms on Earth. On the moon, thanks to gravity 1/6 of Earth's, it feels closer to 22. Which sounds great until you realize you're still moving all that mass around. Inertia doesn't care about gravity. The suit also has no toilet in any comfortable sense of the word. There is a solution. It is not a dignified one. Astronauts have described it as one of the least glamorous aspects of space exploration, and we'll leave it at that. You check your oxygen levels, your battery charge, your radio connection to the habitat. Then you step through the airlock and the door seals behind you, and then something remarkable happens. You step outside. Nothing in any nature documentary prepares you for this. The sky is black. Not dark blue, not navy. Black completely and absolutely, even though the sun is shining. Because without an atmosphere to scatter light, there is no sky. There is just space right there directly above you at all times. The ground is gray, every shade of gray. The regolith, the lunar soil, is a fine powdery layer of pulverized rock that's been sitting there undisturbed for billions of years. It looks almost soft. It is not soft. It's sharp at the microscopic level, like tiny shards of glass, because without wind or water to smooth the edges, nothing has ever worn them down. Your footprints will still be there in a million years. There is nothing to erase them. You take a step, and here's where it gets strange. Walking in 1/6 gravity is not like walking normally. It's not like the movies either. You don't float. You bounce, slowly with a slight delay, like every step has a half-second pause between push and landing. Experienced lunar walkers describe developing a kind of loping gait, a gentle rhythm that works with the gravity rather than against it. You don't feel light, you feel different. Let's talk about what's trying to kill you, because the list is long. Radiation is the biggest slow-moving threat. Without Earth's magnetic field, the moon is exposed to cosmic radiation and solar particle events. A single major solar flare can deliver a dangerous dose in minutes. Your habitat has radiation shielding. Your suit has partial shielding. Neither is perfect. Long-duration lunar stays will almost certainly increase cancer risk. This is not a solved problem. It's a managed one. Then there's the regolith itself. That fine gray dust gets into everything. Apollo astronauts reported that it coated their suits, clogged their equipment, irritated their lungs during post-EVA cleanup, and smelled, bizarrely, like gunpowder. Scientists still debate exactly why. The dust is also electrostatically charged, which means it actively clings to visors, instruments, and seals. Managing lunar dust is one of the central engineering challenges for any long-term moon presence. Micrometeorites are another consideration. With no atmosphere to burn them up, tiny rock fragments hit the lunar surface constantly. Most are harmless, some aren't. The habitat is built to handle this. You are not to think about it. By midday, which is a term you're using loosely, you're back inside. One of the stranger aspects of lunar life is timekeeping. A lunar day, one full rotation, lasts about 29.5 Earth days. That means 2 full weeks of continuous sunlight followed by 2 full weeks of darkness, depending on your location. Most proposed lunar bases would be positioned near the poles, where certain elevated craters receive almost constant sunlight for solar power. There, your day is somewhat more stable. But the sun moves so slowly across the sky that it barely feels like movement at all. Your habitat runs on Earth time, specifically coordinated universal time, because your crew's bodies and your mission schedule need a consistent rhythm. So your noon is whatever the clock says, not what the sky shows. You eat lunch under a black sky with the sun sitting motionless on the horizon. It's deeply, persistently disorienting. Food, at least, is improving. Early astronauts squeezed calories from tubes. Modern and near-future lunar missions involve far better options: freeze-dried meals, prepackaged food with genuine flavor, carefully managed nutrition. Experiments in growing plants in controlled environments inside lunar habitats are already underway. The goal is partial food production on site, reducing the extraordinary cost of shipping every calorie from Earth. Water is another engineering triumph. Lunar habitats would operate on closed-loop water recycling, reclaiming water from breath, sweat, and yes, urine, filtering and purifying it back to drinking quality. Every molecule matters. Nothing is wasted. You drink it without thinking about it, mostly about it. The end of your day looks like this. You exercise for at least 2 hours, not because you want to, because you have to. Without Earth's gravity loading your bones and muscles constantly, the human body degrades surprisingly fast. Muscles atrophy, bone density drops. The moon's 1/6 gravity helps less than you'd hope. Astronauts on the space station in zero gravity lose significant bone mass without aggressive countermeasures. Lunar astronauts face a version of the same problem. Exercise isn't recreation up here, it's maintenance. Then you eat. Then you communicate with Earth, with a communication delay that depends on orbital positioning but averages around 1.3 seconds one way, just enough to make conversations slightly awkward, just enough to remind you how far you actually are. Then you sleep, in a bunk, in a sealed habitat. With the knowledge that outside the walls, the temperature is trying to kill you, the radiation is trying to kill you, the dust is trying to clog your instruments, and the sun, that enormous burning thing that runs your power systems and marks your days, has barely moved since you woke up. And yet, you pull up the small window feed, the gray plane extends to the horizon, the stars don't twinkle, they just burn, steady and cold against absolute black. The Earth hangs in the sky blue and white and impossibly vivid, and it does not rise or set. It just stays there because you're the one who's moved. And for a moment, none of the problems matter. That's your day on the moon. Exhausting, dangerous, relentless, and occasionally completely extraordinary.